Hi, I'm Kate Winsler with ABEX Community News, and I'm here with Mary and Victor Juarez, the founders of the Never Let Go Ministries. Can you tell me how your ministry got started?
Actually, it was about 7 years ago today in the emergency room at Montpelier Hospital at 5:16 a.m. when my son Marjo was pronounced dead. Toxicology reports confirmed a couple months later that he had died of a drug overdose, an accidental drug overdose. And standing in that emergency room that morning just was something I had never experienced before and put a passion in my heart like I had never felt. And that is when it all started, was just the idea of this should not have been. And he had went through rehab and came out very good and was very strong and focused. And then he relapsed 3 months later, 2 days after his 31st birthday. So being in that emergency room gave me just so much passion to help other families not have to go through what we were experiencing at that time. And 7 years later, it still isn't easy. So we just wanted to reach out to others, and I believe that that's when Never Let Go Ministries was born.
What is the mission behind your ministry?
We are reaching out to people. We're reaching out to parents who have lost loved ones because of drug overdose. We're trying to get rid of the stigma of drug addiction. It is everywhere. It's on every street corner. It's in our families, our homes, our workplaces, our schools. And we're just trying to help others. We're trying to help bring awareness to the youth of the dangers of drug and alcohol abuse. You know, these young adults are going into it. Society tells them it's a lot of fun, and it puts them on a road that they cannot get off of most of the time. So we're just trying to bring awareness to the situation.
You actually came and spoke to my middle school when I was younger. So in addition to speaking at schools, where else do you bring awareness?
We have spoke to many rehab. We go to the Juvenile Detention Center quarterly. We go to Fresh Start, Renewed Mind up in Alverton, the rehab for men. We go to Serenity Haven, to the women's rehab. We speak to various youth groups all over, civic groups.
Altogether, we've probably done around 150 presentations to your church youth groups and different schools, elementary schools, high schools, colleges in Toledo.
Wherever we can get the message out, just trying to help others.
Do you guys have any support groups in place?
Yes, actually, we started one in September of 2012. It's at the Bryan Community Hospital. It meets the second Tuesday of every month. It's called Faith, Families of Addiction, Inspired Through Hope. But we also, if there's someone in recovery or just a loved one, we've had mothers show up who have lost children. We've had dads show up that have children using now. And when I went through it with Marjo all them years, it was hard because there was no one to talk to about it, and we weren't talking about drugs out loud back then. And I think that was the toughest decision after he passed, was to whether come out with a story. But once we did, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to start talking to youth groups, and he wanted to support families. So we started the support group in Bryan, and it's at the hospital second Tuesday of every month.
What are some of the warning signs with addiction?
I think most of the warning signs are just change of friends, the change of music, their lifestyle, the things that they loved before. All of a sudden, they walk away from those friends, those hobbies, those sports. So many signs. Rebellion just sets in. They get very defiant. My son walked away from his faith that he had been raised in. I went to a thing at the hospital today, the Operation Street Smart, and they told so many signs to look for. It's just one right after the other. But I think the biggest one is just the rebellion and walking away from the family and the friends that they have been entwined with all them years, and getting into being home late and just a lot of things like that.
If people would like to volunteer or support your ministry, where can they do that?
They can find us on Facebook. It's Never Let Go Ministries. We have a website, www.neverletgoministries.com, and they can call us at 419-971-4791.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for this ministry. It has impacted me. You spoke to me, I think, maybe 6 years ago, so definitely made an impact on me, so thank you so much for that, and thank you for allowing me to interview you today.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
I'm Kate Winsler with ABEX Community News.
Now, Brittany, you've been involved in the ABEX program for 3 months now. What are your thoughts on the program?
It's definitely helped me boost my confidence a lot. I've met so many great new people in my community that I never would have had the chance to meet otherwise. It's really just been great for me overall.
And would you recommend this for other students?
Oh, definitely. If you ever want the chance to get out in your community and really just meet new people, it's a great opportunity to do that.
And Ann, we want to thank you so much for being one of the sponsors, Spangler Candy being the sponsors of this program. What are your thoughts on the program?
Well, it's great to see the young people out doing stuff that gets them involved in the community.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being a student sponsor.
Thanks, Natalie. I'm all about supporting kids and getting them to evolve into what they're interested in, and so I'm really glad to help.
Thank you so much for becoming a student sponsor.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Melina. I think it's great that you guys, as students and younger people, are involved with this and help facilitate it.
What other community events are you involved in?
Well, we like to spend time and give back through the United Way, through Toys for Tots. We often will do at least once a year, like a food drive or food pantry drive, a diaper drive. At least once a quarter, we'll try to give back in one way or another.
Thank you so much for all you do for the community.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Melina.